What's up, cool kids? FD White. Welcome back to the channel. So happy Sunday. We have a very eventful week coming up this week with the April 2nd tariff announcement, the Liberation Day, the Trump Super Bowl, the tariff Super Bowl, whatever they're calling it nowadays. Right now, I'm kind of tired of all of this, but we have to be in tune to what's going on, especially with these fundamentals, especially when it comes to Trump, when it comes to the Federal Reserve, when it comes to Jerome Powell. We have to be locked in to what's going on, all these announcements, all these different redactions, and just so on and so forth, man. I don't even want to get into it. But we have to have a plan, short and mid-term. Long term, I'm a bull. Of course, I'm a Bitcoin bull. Of course, I'm a bull for like Ethereum, XRP, or like Cardano. And there's a few others that we're going to talk about later on in this video. So make sure you stick around to the very end. But I just want to talk about my plan coming to this week, which is a big week, April 2nd. We do have those Trump tariff announcements. And then after that, we'll see what's gonna happen. We'll see how we can maneuver in this space, in this what do we like to say? This irrational market. We like to make or be rational in this irrational market. So let's go over to Coin Market Cap first and foremost and see what I'm looking at. Right now, actually make this a little bit bigger. I'm looking at what's going on. I'm looking at how these prices are fluctuating. I'm looking at what can I do or what price points do I want to buy some of these higher conviction plays at. So first and foremost, of course, we have to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I don't care what price is going to. I don't care what price it goes down to. I'm just going to accumulate Bitcoin. Bitcoin is my savings account. So we're just going to get that out. Number one, Bitcoin, I don't care what price it's at. I think Bitcoin is probably going to be top 2 or 3 best assets you can hold within the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years. So we're not even going to say what price points we want to buy Bitcoin at. We're just going to steadily buy Bitcoin. This is not financial advice, but this is what I would do. Or if somebody would ask me what should they do when it comes to Bitcoin, I say step back. Let's just take Bitcoin away from the whole total crypto market and just use or think of Bitcoin as like a savings account, a 401k account, Roth IRA, whatever you want to say, just a long-term investment. We're not even going to think, unless you're trading it, we're not even going to think about Bitcoin in that light or in that aspect. When it comes to the rest of the coins, okay, now we're looking at where do we want to get good entries? Where should we get some good entries? And it all definitely is dictated on what happens this week and a little bit going forward this year. Like we said, we have these tariffs, we have recession fears, we have just the rate cuts, rate hikes that may potentially come. I doubt that, but we can't throw anything off the table. I think that's highly unlikely. But just so much uncertainty, like we continue to say, so much uncertainty leads to uncertainty in the market, which leads to price action that we're getting. Wild swings. We talked about this a few weeks ago when we had the FOMC meeting. We said this is probably going to be a huge dead cat bounce. It's on my X. I talked about it. We got a huge dead cat bounce. We got Bitcoin up like 11%. We got the NASDAQ going up like 6 or 7%. We had Tesla going up like 30, 32, 33%. So we're going to get some of these wild swings, but the overall trend is down. Bitcoin is going to lead the market. So, of course, we have to, even though we don't care what price Bitcoin is going to when we're accumulating, we're not going to try to tops or bottoms for Bitcoin, like excuse me, like we talked about earlier. But it is going to dictate where these other coins go. So right now, well, let's go down the list. Let's stick in the top 20 because this is what I'm really accumulating. This is what I really want to start nibbling in at some of these levels. And if we start to go lower, I'll go heavier. So number 2, Ethereum. Ethereum has been lagging pretty much after we got that announcement of the ETFs. We got a run up to maybe like 4K, a little over 4K, and then it's been down only. We're not gonna look at charts too much here. We're just gonna we're gonna talk, and we're gonna talk about plans, talk about my plan, and I want you guys, as you're listening to what I'm doing, I want you guys to start formulating your own plans and seeing if you can piggyback off some things that you hear me say that you may like. So Ethereum, it's a lot of big players. I was just looking at a tweet from Alex Becker or a post from Alex Becker. Not saying he's the end all be all to crypto because he's been very wrong this cycle in a lot of things. Not when it came to like the beginning of the run, like the beginning of the second half of the run, he was doing some things, but he was talking about a lot of big players, a lot of companies are starting to build and they're building on Ethereum. He was like, this is the easiest 3x trade in the next 2 years or something like that. So I think, all these coins within the next 2, 3 years should be higher if we look back at Ethereum, I think like 3 years ago it was like the same price or something like that. Do I think Ethereum is going to appreciate? Yes. With all these new players, with all these new layer ones coming, with all this new competition coming, with Vitalik out here sniffing robot butts, I can't tell you which or how high Ethereum is going to go. It may come back down. I think we got to like 800 last bear market. It may come down, to the low thousands. That'll be the area that I'll be looking to accumulate more Ethereum at. If we start breaking below that $1,500 level, I'll be an accumulator of Ethereum heavier. Anything under like 15,000, so 1,500, so 15 to 1,300. I'll be looking to and anything below. If we do go below, I'll be looking to enter Ethereum a little bit more. I already hold a lot of Ethereum, so I'm not really going too heavy into Ethereum. But I think I can use it. I can put some money in here or there. But I don't want to get in at this price point. And it's just me talking because I already own some Ethereum. If you want to own some Ethereum, I would. I mean, 1,800 right now, 18, 17 is the price that we're at right now. I wouldn't. Excuse me. If I had $1,000, I wouldn't throw my whole thousand in. I'll probably put like 100 in right here, and then wait. You know what I mean? Once we start breaking key levels to the upside, then you can kind of catch the train. You know what I mean? But you don't want to try to catch a falling knife right here. You want to kind of wait till things sort of level out and try to figure out what's going on. Try to figure out how we can get some. What happened to my computer? There we go. Try to figure out what's going on and try to figure out how we can get some cheaper Ethereum if we're going to get some cheaper Ethereum. But back to Bitcoin, like we said, Bitcoin is still hovering above or in an upward trend line. So we talked about this on a video yesterday. We said Bitcoin from October 2023 till now, if we draw a line from the bottom there to now, we're still hovering above there. So we're still in a bullish structure until we break like 70, low 70s. Really, the all-time high of 2021 is my line in the sand for bull or bear market for Bitcoin. So Ethereum, I would like to see Ethereum come down maybe 1,300, 13 to 1,500 before I start to get a little bit more heavier when it comes to buying some Ethereum bags. And if we go below 1,000, I think that's a no-brainer for Ethereum. Even though it may not go to those crazy numbers everybody's talking about, I do like Ethereum long term. And the key right now is buying coins that are going to stay long term, that are going to come back. You don't want to buy coins that just had their run, this run, and then next run, they just stagnant. Look at what Polkadot did. I mean, it had a nice sort of a run, but it didn't even get close to its all-time highs. Cosmos, Atom, we had so many of these coins that did fairly well that didn't even come close to their all-time high. At least Ethereum came close to its all-time high, maybe like $800-900 away from its all-time high. So that's enough about Ethereum. XRP, you already know how I feel about XRP. I think XRP is still sort of in a bullish trend. I think once we start getting below $2, like $1.80, we'll probably fall pretty fast with the market. If the market starts to fall, I think XRP will start to fall. Anything, if we can get around $1 or below, I'll be a buyer of XRP. XRP has stood the test of time. XRP is not going anywhere. XRP is the banker's coin. XRP is the centralized coin, the CBDC coin. So even if it goes against your values, your core crypto values, if you like money, if you're just in it for the money, which a lot of people, most people are in crypto for, and you want a nice little, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to be do more than, I say at least a 5X. If we go down to like $1, anything under $1 would be a gift, in my opinion, for XRP. With all that SEC thing, negativity behind them, I think XRP is a good long-term hold. Even if you agree with how they run, even if you don't disagree with everything that's going on, I think if you're in it to make money, XRP is a good buy. And anything, once we start breaking below that $2 area, getting down to that $1.50, $1 area, I think that'll be a time to start to sort of accumulate. But see, all this really depends on what happens in the economy. We're very, very fundamentally based right now. So it's hard, man. It's very hard to tell you, or even to tell myself, where do I want to get some of these good entries in? Like we talked about Bitcoin, we're just going to buy Bitcoin and forget about it. But when it comes to some of these other coins, or all these other coins besides Bitcoin, we want to get better entries. We definitely want to get better entries. XRP, Ethereum, we don't have to get pinpoint bottom entries, because I think these will appreciate over time and they will be here and they will stand the test of time. But we do want to get better entries than 214, especially with the uncertainty we are in now. If we start to pump next week, if they come out and talk about tariffs aren't going to last that long, or if tariffs we're not going to be as strict with these tariffs, then the market's going to pump. So it's kind of like we're in limbo right now. We're waiting. We're waiting to see what Trump says. We're waiting to see how these tariffs playing out. Waiting to see how the economy is playing out. Waiting to see how this unemployment thing is playing out. So many factors. So that's why I keep saying, or telling my community, the Cool Kids community, make sure you guys go and subscribe to the free Telegram. Link will be in the pinned comment. This is why I keep telling my community we're not going all in right now. Even if we are at a bottom, let's say we are at a bottom, and then we start to go up. I'm a reclaim trader, and most of us are traders, whether you think you're a trader or not. If you're buying a coin with the intention to sell, even if it's a few months or a few weeks or something like that, or a price point, that's just swing trading. You're still trading. You're not trying to hold it long term as an appreciating asset. You're just trying to basically buy at point A, sell at point B. That's basically a trade. So a lot of these coins that we're trying to get in at the best optimal entry. And if we are at the bottom and we start to go up, then we just will miss out on some exits. But we're talking about base hits. We always talk about base hits and rinsing and repeating. So let's just say, for example, let's go down. Let's talk about Solana. I want to talk about Solana. So Solana at 126. 125 is an area. I don't even have to look at the chart. I already know 125 is around 120 to 125. The area that we're in right now is a macro support level. Let's say we start to go up. Say this is a bottom, and we're like, okay, we don't want to try to time the bottom because we're looking to trade this. We're looking to at least get, double our money, triple our money, or whatever. So let's say Trump comes out and he says, okay, we're not going to punish these countries. Let's just take all tariffs off, which is probably unlikely. But let's just say some good news does come out of this tariff thing, April 2nd, some good news for the market. I don't know how the market is going to digest some things. Have to sit down and analyze what's going on, the dynamics of the economy, the dynamics of the markets, and things like that. Because I think we're rolling into an era where bad news is bad news. Because at first it was bad news was good news, then it was bad news was bad news, then it was good news was no news. Now I think we're coming back to a form of bad news is bad news. So bad news would be tariffs being 25% here and more reciprocal tariffs for all these different countries, more tariffs for China, more tariffs on certain goods. I think he's trying to tariff like Russian oil or something like that. So it's just so much going on right now. Back to the point though, say we did start to pump. We got some good news. Say we did start to pump and we got to like 150, 160, 170, 180. Now we're starting to reclaim levels. Once we start to reclaim levels, now we can be like, okay, we can go in with a little bit more confidence as opposed to trying to time a bottom here, especially if you, like a lot of people trading leverage. I wouldn't be trading leverage here, unless you're scalping. If you're trying to trade leverage, swing trading right now, you probably getting chopped out. Right now, it's a base hits. Swing, no more than a day or 2 or 3 days. But like I said, if we do start to get good news coming in, or if we get some type of real quantitative easing or interest rate cuts, those will be good things for the market. The market is going to tell us when to get in. Like, let's just say 2020. Let's rewind back to 2020. Let's say you had all your money on the sideline and we got a crash. The market is crashing. Everybody's panicking. Everybody's selling. Markets are going down. Crypto is going down. Equities is going down. Everything's going down. The market or the Fed told us exactly when to buy. Once they came in and started telling us that they're going to start buying treasuries and buying assets and putting everything on their balance sheet and basically pumping money into the economy, stimulating the economy, quantitative easing. Once they announced that was the go ahead. That was the, okay, maybe we should start getting in and going in heavy. I think it's going to be a repeat of that. Us right now trying to like time the bottoms and seeing and trying to get ahead of an announcement or get ahead of a press conference or things like that. That's just, you're just making yourself worry too much. It's so much opportunity, man. It's so much opportunity. And this is what I keep trying to tell people. Just because we might miss a bottom in one of these coins, another coin, there's another asset, there's another stock, there's another commodity. There's always something. You just have to be diligent and have to be in the market. You have to be in No, you have to be doing your homework, doing your due diligence. So let's say we do miss the bottom. Let's say $125 for Solana is a bottom. Now, if we start to move, if we say, okay, tariffs are over. Let's say he just comes out April 2nd and says tariffs are over. Buy. That's your buy signal right there. You don't have to even think about it. That's your buy signal. Let's say some things happen in the economy. Let's say these tariffs do play out. We continue to go down. Let's say Jerome Powell comes out and says, okay, quantitative tightening is officially over. They brought it down to 5 billion or something like that. It was at 25 billion off their balance sheet. Now it's 5 billion. And let's just say they come out and say, okay, we're stopping all QT, we're starting QE, we're buying up treasuries, we're doing yield curve control, just something like that, where money is going to be pumped, stimulated back into the economy, back into these markets. That will be your buy signal. So that's really what I'm waiting on. And so that's why I'm nibbling. I do have some price points that I want to, buy. Like if we get a certain amount, like I said, Ethereum, if we start to get to like 1,300, I'm going to start buying a little bit more. But that's just because I don't want to buy too much. I already hold Ethereum. But just for the sake of this argument, sake of an example, if Ethereum start going to like 13, 12, 11, 1,000, anything under 1,000, I think that would be a gift. Solana, we start getting to like anything under 100, 80, 70, 60. I think that would be, why do I keep letting that happen? Okay, I think that would be a gift for Solana. I just clicked Solana. Let's go to another coin. And I'm just trying to tell you, or just trying to like, a lot of these things that we're going to be doing right now is going to be based on psychology. It's going to be based on, of course, price action and price points. I don't make price predictions on the way up. That's one thing that I don't do. I don't tell you like, okay, hey, Solana's going to 800. I thought it was. I said it a few times. I wanted it to go to 1,000 or 800 or 600. But it's not something I'm just gonna just sit here and repeatedly say over and over. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. What I do know is the price I will start to buy, or the price I will buy if it comes down on the pullbacks. That's where and that's where my trading mentality comes in. I don't like to buy when it's up. I like to buy when it's down. Basically, buy low, sell high. Like, it's basically that. So I will be looking at price predictions on the downside. If we can get these price points to the downside, these will be the areas that I would be starting to accumulate a little bit heavier. Dogecoin had a huge breakout around 10 cents. We told everybody that we were going all in. We put a lot of a nice chunk in a swing trade of Dogecoin at $10, and then we went up to almost 10 cents, and then we went up to almost 50 cents. So we called this right before it happened for Dogecoin. I'm not sure I want to be a long-term Dogecoin holder, even though I don't think Dogecoin is going anywhere. I don't know if the allure is still going to be here in the future. I don't think it's going anywhere. I will say that. I'll accumulate possibly just to say I got some Dogecoin in my portfolio, but for the most part, it'll be all trades. It won't be like an investment, like longer term holds. It'll basically be longer trades, longer swing trades. Cardano has lost that 70 cent area. Right now we're at 66. I own a lot of Cardano, man, and I got in these coins very early in 2020. I got in Cardano very early in 2020, so I'm still up like a 6x on Cardano. I've been holding this for a long time, and I've been staking it. So I've been accumulating. So I don't think Cardano is going anywhere, but it could drop another 50% from here. It could go to like 30 cents, 25 cents. So for Cardano, I would be looking somewhere around that area if we did get all out hell in the crypto markets, or just basically in the economy, which would bring down the crypto market and equities market. But we're watching the equities, we're watching NASDAQ, because crypto is basically proxy of the NASDAQ right now. It's very highly correlated. Bitcoin is very, very highly correlated to the NASDAQ, and as the NASDAQ goes down, Bitcoin will probably go down, and as Bitcoin goes down, of course, these altcoins will go down. So it's a if this happens, then this will happen. So Cardano is not one that I'm going to accumulate even more, but if I wanted to buy, I would start buying under 50 cent for sure. Under 50 cent. If you wanted to get a position in Cardano, under 50 cent for sure. Super heavy around 20 to 30 cent. These are don't quote me, don't come on X like you said these coins were going to this low. You said these coins are going, dropping another 50, 60%. Not saying that. I'm telling you where I would go heavy in, where I would try to get entries in. If we are at a bottom and we don't get those entries, then we just don't get those entries. We don't. It just is what it is. We'll wait for reclaims. Once we reclaim and hold a macro level, then we'll just buy there. We'll miss a few X's, but it won't be something to where it's just like, oh, we just missed our, like, your risk to reward has to be on point right now. So you're either gonna wait for a super low price in a coin or in an asset or whatever, a token, whatever you're looking at, or you're gonna wait for reclaims. That little we're in limbo mode right now because this is limbo. We're in price limbo. We don't know which way the market is going to go. We could dump, like I said, another 90% in some of these altcoins. They went down 90%, they can go down another 90%. We could dump another 50%, 50, 60% in Cardano. That'll be what, around 20, 25 cents. So what I'm saying is I'm prepared. This is my plan. A plan is something that you plan ahead for. You don't know exactly what's going to happen, but you have a plan if it does happen. So my plan for some of these coins, I'm just giving you specific examples. There we go, of some of these coins or some of the price points that I would buy if they did come down. Time coin. Now this is one that I am going to buy. This is one specifically that I'm looking at to accumulate. And why do you say time coin? Because number one, time coin and basically Telegram. The guy who made Telegram made time coin. Time coin or Telegram has all these apps that had games and stuff. At one point, before I think he got arrested or something like that, time coin was like one of the talks of the town. Time coin, what came out of nowhere. I remember I didn't even know what this was. I did my due diligence, did my homework, and I'm like, oh, okay, I think I like this long term. So time coin, I don't like time coin at $3.93. Just to be honest with you, I think it could go a lot higher from here. But in order for me to go heavy, I want to get it at a certain price point. I want to get time coin. I think it was like maybe close to $1. Well, time coin is doing good this week. It's up 7%, up 5.4%, 6% in 24 hours, up 2%, 2.5% in the last hour. So I don't know if time coin is going to come down another 50%, but I want to get time coin. Matter of fact, this is one that I do have to look at the chart because it is one that I'm looking to accumulate heavy. I'm really bullish on time coin because I think it's going to stand the test of times. It has real world use case, real world utility. I think they're going to integrate the time coin within the Telegram. Telegram just integrated Gronk within its platform. So I think I'm very bullish on Telegram long term. So how can I not be bullish on its actual, the token of the ecosystem? So let's go just really quick because this video is getting a little bit long. Just giving you just a glimpse of how I think, just a glimpse into FD's mind. Let's go to the weekly actually. Let's do that. And I'll tell you. I mean, I want to get it at $1. I'm not going to lie. If we get fully bearish, really, really bearish, I want to get it at $1. This is where I really want to get it. But I'll start accumulating under $2. Like we came down here and bounced. This is a very, very, very strong macro SR support resistance level around this $2.50 area. So if we come back down here, I'll start to nibble. If we come below here, then we got like another stop at $2 and then like $1. I think if we lose $2, we'll get to $1 fairly quick. So if we get to $1, I'm betting the farm. I'm throwing so much money into time coin. Not saying it's going to do 100x or something like that, but I think this is a good bet. Okay, you can quote me on this. I might be wrong, but I'm just using my brain and thinking like, okay, Telegram, it's integrating with Gronk. It's doing all this other stuff. It has apps. Telegram is not going anywhere. Time coin is the official coin of the ecosystem. So I'm just formulating my thesis that way, just simply that way. So I think I like time coin for some massive accumulation. It's a few more that we'll go over a dedicated video, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse into how I'm thinking right now, how my mind is working, how I like to look at price levels and what I want to do. So let's go over a recap really quick. So Number one, first and foremost, we got to see what happens April 2nd. So you could be accumulating now. I wouldn't be accumulating like meme coins. I wouldn't be accumulating anything like outside like the top 20, 25 coins, in my humble opinion. I wouldn't be like heavily accumulating. I want to see what happens. I want to see what happens in the market. I'm nibbling. Like I said, I'm nibbling, but I wouldn't be going all in right now trying to just time the bottom. So many people saying the bottom's in, the bottom's in. The bottom's have been in for like the past 2 months. Everybody keeps saying the bottom's in. The bottom hasn't been in, man. Stop trying to time the bottoms. I will be nibbling for sure. Once, if we do break down, now I'll be looking at these price levels, these lower price levels that we talked about. But like we talked about earlier in the video, we are so fundamentally driven right now. We have to be alert to what's going on, and we're in price limbo. That's what I like to say. We're in price limbo right now. So I'm really in tune to what's going on. Really, if we start to go up and start to reclaim key areas in certain in some altcoins, even on the total 2, total 3, we start to like reclaim some areas like that. We start to see Bitcoin going back up to the 100,000s. It's just certain factors that will make me have more confidence to jump into these altcoins heavier. I'm not confident the risk to reward is good right now. So this is just my thesis. This is what I'm doing. You could be jumping all in. You could be trying to time bottoms, catch bottoms, and things like that. I'm not doing that. I'm not buying meme coins right now. I'm not buying super low cap gems like you guys say right now. It's always going to be opportunity for that. That's the thing. When the market turns back full bull, there's always going to be opportunity for those gems, those low cap gems. They just look. I mean, look, they were coming out hundreds of thousands of coins per day. You could take your pick. You know what I mean? It was people out here really in the trenches making money. When it comes to coins with utility and things like that, you just got to dig a little bit deeper. You don't want to just be a gambler in the casino, in the trench casino, trying to just find the next 100,000x. You actually want to try to find some things with utility. But like I told one of my guys in the community earlier, crypto is still highly speculative and crypto is highly hype driven. So once the hype cycle comes back, there will be opportunities. You don't have to try to be going all in to try to catch the 10x, 20, 30x right now. You can just leave crypto. A lot of people left crypto. I wouldn't suggest it, but a lot of people left crypto after the last bull run, came back, and then it was still so much opportunity because that's just the space that we're in. It's always going to be opportunity in the market. It's always going to be another 10, 20, 30x if you come in and do your homework, do your due diligence, and get a little bit lucky too. Yeah, you have to get a little bit lucky, but it all starts with preparation and things like that. That's why I'm always trying to be prepared. That's why I'm always trying to have the community prepared. And we're going to just do a lot more of these sessions where I'm just talking, I'm telling you what I'm doing, giving you my mind frame, talking about psychology. And of course, we're going to talk about charts. We're going to talk about trade. We're going to be posting trades. We're going to be doing all type of good trading and making money, and no matter what type of environment we're in. But we do want to talk about all the more important things that we've been talking about lately, like psychology and having a game plan, sticking to your game plan, things like that. So that's just what I'm looking at for some of these coins, and all the coins that I talked about besides Bitcoin. All of the coins that I talked about, I want people to look. You can just go on Coin Market Cap. This is what I use. Let's just you can click on a coin. If you want to do due diligence, or you want to learn more about the coin, learn more about the token, or things like that, I'm usually on Coin Market Cap, and I'm researching. You can go. They got the news. You can go to the website, white paper. You can look at the chart. You can look at the historical all-time high, historical all-time lows, circulating supply, total supply, fully diluted values, the volume. Just everything is over on Coin Market Cap. I'm sure they have it on like other sites too, like CoinGecko is a good one, but I'm always doing my research and doing my homework and doing my due diligence and making sure I'm prepared, because in anything that you do, man, preparation is everything. So that's what we've been doing. That's what we're going to continue to do. And, hopefully this helps a little bit. Hopefully I was clear and concise in my plan. Hopefully I was clear. If I wasn't, and you got some questions, you can ask me down in the comment section below. You can send me a message over on X at FD White Invest, or you can come over to the Cool Kids and we can talk about it over there. I just opened up the chat over there, so I got to figure out how to use Telegram. do all that. May do a Discord. I kind of don't like Discord like that, but it is good for community. So, talking and doing things like that. So I may try to finagle out. Well, not finagle. Just basically build a Discord so we can have a lot more interaction as a community. So it's pretty much it, man. Happy Sunday. We'll be trading. I might go live. I still got to figure out how to go live on here. We'll try to go live and do some live trading a little bit. I'm using a new software, so it's kind of weird I mean, it's probably not weird once you know what you're doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll see what happens, man. Stay diligent. Like I keep saying, April 2nd will give us a short-term direction as to what the market is going to do. And, what I would be doing right now, of course, I'll be in tune. In tune to the market, looking at what's going on, paying attention to what's going on, seeing what narratives are still, bubbling a little bit like that. But I will be trying to get as much dry powder as possible, as much dry powder as I possibly can for that moment when it's like, okay, now it's time to go all in. Because I think it is going to be a moment. I don't think it's going to be like, oh, I missed this, I missed that. I think it's going to be a moment where it's like, this is the moment. This is when you should go heavy. This is the moment when you should go all in. I don't think it's going to be like a stealth moment. I think it's going to be very obvious when that moment is going to, going to come for crypto, going to come for stocks, going to come from, just these risk assets. I think it's coming. I don't know when. Could be a month, could be 3 months, could be 6, could be a year. But I think the moment will be very, very clear. And I just want everybody ready and here for when that moment comes. So this is FD White. Appreciate everybody. If you made it this far, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'll talk to you in a minute. Peace.